Hey, what's going on there, guys? Earthmaster here. It is January 30th, 2018, 9:03 p.m. here on the West Coast, and doing a nightly earthquake video update. I'm gonna try and stick to this every night and make a commitment, at least to put out one video a day in regards to earthquake activity out there, and any updates in the solar weather department, as well as any volcano action and whatnot. So, like I say, sometimes it'll be in the morning, sometimes it'll be at night, depending on what shift I work, because it's very dependent on if I'm available to actually get this out here or not. But taking a look at the earthquake 3D globe, man, a lot of activity continuing on the Pacific Ring of Fire, and more specifically the western Pacific out here. Lots of 4s and lots of 5s, guys. I think we're probably going to see some much larger scale movement here pretty soon in the near future. Just looking at this massive activity. I mean, some of these older earthquakes are in the red rings. Of course, indicating from yesterday. I do have this on about 24 hours or so, maybe not quite 24. So maybe about the past 20 hours, and that's a lot of activity just within just barely a day's time there, and that's all taking place along the Pacific Ring of Fire out there. Rest of the globe, aside from some strange activity once again up near the northern part of the globe, a couple 4s up there and a really close 5 as well, and then some smaller activity down here in the Mid-Atlantic region with a 4.9. Once again, some older activity down here in South America from yesterday, but looks like California is having a little earthquake activity as well. Southern California more specifically. We can take a look at the activity here. As far as like the activity in California goes, give me a second here and we'll jump over and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about there. Hey, you had to excuse me a little bit earlier. My nephew happened to be here at the time, and man, I just cannot get on here when he's around. But of course, that's no problem. I have no problem paying attention to him. He's a good kid. I can always get these earthquake videos out a little bit later in the day or night. But anyway, yeah, like I was talking about just a minute ago, some activity along the looks like the San Andreas Fault section, or at least east of there near Coalinga. You got the San Andreas Fault system that runs down here through Parkfield, and interesting, a little bit of activity over there just to the east of that region. I don't know if it's better to see activity directly on the fault or off of it like we're seeing right there, but I guess any kind of activity along the San Andreas Fault system is not the best. Another earthquake over here along the California-Nevada state line, near Stovepipe Wells. It looks like 3.1 earlier in the day today. Nothing major going on in California at the moment. Most recent earthquake, this little bitty red square down here, probably not even a 2.6. Down there in the cluster of fault zones that is called Southern California. Just kind of scary, but yeah, so activity in California just minor at the moment. Taking a look at some real-time data in regards to the slow slip event in the Pacific Northwest shows, well, it's pretty minor. This is the last 3 hours. We can take it back to the last 2 days, and of course we can still see the activity up in Washington, central Washington near Olympia, indicative of some movement along the Cascadia subduction zone region, which extends, of course, up through Washington, Oregon, and Northern California, and parts of the Vancouver Island region. Down in California there, excuse me, my voice cracked. Down in California, some activity as well. I did not see that yesterday, so this must be from the last 12 hours. Let's see, 24, yeah, somewhere around there. Activity around Redding, California, and I want to check out the last 2 days here. So we see some activity in the north and a little bit in the south. So you got a picture of this whole thing kind of like, you know, showing some motion there. The Cascadia subduction zone there, just creating some low frequency vibrations, I guess, as one plate slides underneath the other. But don't get me wrong, it's still locked in here. It's just this is minor, you know, some minor slow movement that's taking place. Really different than an actual earthquake. So you know, I feel like I'm repeating myself every time I say that, but you know, it's good to point out that these are not earthquakes, but just tremors being detected by some really sensitive equipment. Always good to pay attention when stuff like this pops up in this specific region of the world where this mega fault system, mega thrust system called Cascadia is located. So we definitely want to pay attention there. But like I said, pretty quiet aside from the Pacific Ring of Fire, guys, and those couple earthquakes on the northern part of the globe. Of course, still got that volcano over around the Philippines island region, blowing off some steam and whatnot. I do have a 4.7 there from yesterday. I'm not for sure exactly where that was at. Let's take a look here real quick at this earthquake. Yeah, near the, I don't know if that's got anything to do with the volcano or not. But definitely north of Manila, around the, what is that, Babuyan Islands? Is that how you pronounce that? Probably not, but that's okay. It's the first time I've ever said that word in my life. So if I did pronounce it wrong, I apologize. But pretty quiet, guys. Hey, we do have a super blue moon tonight. Eclipse. I'm not even for sure exactly what they're calling it. What is a super blue eclipse moon taking place. I guess West Coast out here is pretty good. Hey Wake, Earth Angel, what's going on? Storm Chaser, UK Storm Chaser, hey, good evening, I guess, or what is it? Good morning to you over there? I'm not for sure. I always get confused on the time over there. But anyway, good evening from California, at least my time anyway. And so is anybody gonna watch the that eclipse tonight? Like I say, it's gonna take place I think about 3:30 in the morning, at least far as the West Coast goes. I am not gonna get up that early. Full blue moon lunar eclipse. I'm pretty sure that's what they called that. Hi Dallas. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of super blue blood moon. Something like that. But it's also an eclipse as well. So I don't know. I'm not, like I say, I'm not going to be up for it. It's way too early to get up. Yeah, I kind of thought it was morning time somewhere over in the UK. Like I say, it's 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. here. A little bit past my bedtime. Alright guys, hope everyone has a good night. Like I say, once again, thanks for helping out with the channel. I'm going to do some a little bit of advertising, a little bit of marketing on the channel. It may cost me just a little bit of money to get the word out, but you know, I want to see this channel grow. I am keeping this thing up 24/7 from now on, even in slow times, just because I think it's beneficial, for one, to keep a 24-hour stream or earthquake stream up in 24/7, and you know, like I said in the past, I appreciate all the help from every single moderator out there, and I think we got a good team. I mean, everyone knows a lot about earthquakes out here, and super good at posting updates as they come in. And like I say, there's no reason why I shouldn't run this thing 24/7. So if you've noticed, I got a little bit of music in the background as well when I'm not speaking on the microphone. I will switch that up on occasion. Maybe like every other day. I did add a couple more tunes onto the list. But for the most part, we'll keep it up for a couple days, and you know, it's kind of just some mellow music out there, just to add to the background instead of the just quietness. But you can still hear the earthquake bells when they come in, so that will not be an issue. Like I said, solar activity is pretty darn low at the moment. Let me fix this thing here real quick. I think I messed up the data thing that comes in there. Okay, so now we have the most recent earthquake coming in. And of course that's that one down in Southern California, it looks like. Solar data, you can see that little bitty sunspot right there coming around the sun's globe right there, around the disk. I guess it's called Rot M. Kind of a weird name, but it's just a little bitty sunspot, and I don't think we're looking at any kind of solar flare or anything coming from this specific sunspot. Pretty minor, if it does. Let me see here. Yeah, all is pretty quiet right now. It looks like they're posting a 1% chance of any kind of flare activity from that sunspot right there. But it's pretty quiet, guys. I mean, the sun's been really quiet. So, I'm not for sure what's going on there. I guess solar minimum, right? Anyway, guys, hope everyone has a good night. I'm going to get a little bit of sleep. If you are going to check out the blue moon, or the, what is it, the blood eclipse, blue moon, whatever. Enjoy it, you know, take some pictures if you can, if you got a good camera. I'd like to be out there taking some photos of it, but it's too early for me, especially when I need my sleep. So, all right, guys, peace out. Have a great night out there.